Welcome to the Superman homepage, My Adventures with Superman podcast, Season 3, Episode 6, reviewing Season 3, Episode 6, titled Party Animals. This episode originally aired July 19th, 2026, story by Serena Wu and directed by Grace Liu. 1 month after Cyborg Superman's attack and Superman and Supergirl are being honoured at a gala. Unfortunately, Superman can't attend. Clark's still without his powers and still doesn't know who he is truly without them. Lois plans to talk to him, while Jimmy and Kara are lost in their own drama, the former escorting a new date, Princess Maru, the latter receiving the reward instead of her cousin and feeling betrayed by Jimmy. Feeling useless, Clark takes Jimmy's responsibility and tries to look after the News Kid Legion, while Lois finds herself in another silly contest with Vicky Vale. All of this comes to a head when the three goons, Fox, Vulture, Shark, sneak into the gala and set a trap, one set up for none other than Princess Maru, who is actually Dr. Poison in disguise. Clark only just about protects the kids, getting shot in the arm in the process, while Lois helps him get them to safety. Jimmy, meanwhile, stops Dr. Poison with his boyish charm, and Kara, with help from a costumed Bizarro, stops the henchman and weapon. All's well, right? Well, no. Kara is angry at Jimmy for not telling her the truth about his feelings, Jimmy is upset at his idiocy, Lois is worried for Clark, and Clark feels pointless. Without Superman, who is he? Well, he's going to find out. Portals open up from the floor, swallowing him and his friends up, portals of an unknown origin, or perhaps of future origin. Reviewer Tony Parker gave this episode a 5 out of 5. Party Animals is probably only the third best episode of the season, which is amazing because you could easily convince me it's the best one. Every single story arc here hits, not a single character feels left behind or out of place. It's hard to believe how perfect this one is, to be honest. Normally, taking away a hero's power can be a cheap way to gather an emotional response. There's a reason only Spider-Man 2 has truly made this concept work. We as an audience know that it's not going to stick, and often the drama only lasts a few minutes and focuses less on the emotional and more on the action. Not here, as Clark has had to face a month of this, and we can see how it's tearing him apart. I haven't seen Clark like this before, and I doubt many of us have. He feels useless, pathetic, and like a load. Seeing the gunshot subversion felt like an all-timer moment for this franchise. Jimmy and Kara continue to compel, with drama that wouldn't be out of place in classic superhero stories, but never feels too cliché. I like that just because Jimmy has seemingly learned his lesson, Kara didn't just forgive him. He fumbled hard, and he needs to truly make amends to her before he can try and move on. Kara also felt quite tragic here, clearly suffering from everyone being distant to her, and a great callback to her fear with John. Lois and Bizarro have simpler plots, but they're such great characters that it doesn't really matter. I love seeing the former just be her usual self, while also now the one who has to support Clark when he hits rock bottom, while the latter becoming more and more of a hero is leading him to being my favourite Bizarro ever. Dr. Poison was also a fun antagonist, and not once did I feel the need to see the main plot return. That is the measure of a good bridge episode. There's not much to analyse here. Tight action scenes, engaging emotions, a brilliant moment, and an effective ending. This is peak Superman. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Subscribe to our free Superman homepage newsletter and stay in the loop. Go to supermanhomepage.com/newsletter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell to ensure you don't miss out on any of our new videos.